Hello there and welcome back to War Thunder. So this is the third video from the 1.98 dev server. Again, 1.98 is now the first even number for a dev number title. So the next will be 2.0. This is the third video because I made similar videos about tank content and plane content. This is all about ship content, and so if you are interested in planes or tanks, please check out the other videos. You only get ship content here in this video, and there are some interesting additions. So first of all, we get here the American USS Cleveland CL-55, battle rating 5.7, and this is a solid ship, and it is very similar to the Brooklyn. However, it has the same guns, it has one turret less. So this is the Brooklyn and this is the Cleveland. The advantage of this ship is that it has four twin 5-inch 38 turrets, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are capable of firing broadsides. So very strong secondaries, but they are very deadly, probably in taking out planes. And so when Gaijin comes around to fix the AA, this will be one hell of an anti-air cruiser. With the secondaries, it might be just the best in game. Then the magazine is way below the waterline. Deck plating is 50.8mm, giving full broadside is probably then the safest option. The barbette is the strongest in game, as is the turret face, also pretty strong, and that sets it right there with the USS Brooklyn that has the same turrets. So pretty good pick, but again 5.7, if a Spee looks at you, fun's gone, boy. Then Germany gets no ship, the Soviets get no ship, Great Britain gets the HMS York, and the thing about the HMS York is that it has 6 8-inch guns, and it is in many ways respectively to the HMS Kent, although it has more armor, so it's more aligned of the HMS London, if you will. So Citadel armor is 3 inches, but that's not the important part. The barbettes and the turret armor is very weak with only 2 inches. The magazine is below the waterline but has strong deck plating, 50.8mm, and the side plating with 114mm is also pretty good. It's a very small target below the waterline. I still don't think that this is a particularly good ship. It lacks firepower, hence the battle rating of 5.3. The shells are not that amazing. Long reload, that's the best AP, semi-armor piercing, and at the moment no proximity fuse for the secondaries, as this is a 1941 ship. So I would say if you go to the tech tree, just get the HMS Kent and skip this. It's not really the greatest ship that there is. So that when at some point Britain gets here capable heavy cruisers or whatever, then yeah, this is definitely not the one to waste time. So before the patch, get the HMS Kent, because it has a 1 gun turret more. Then we come to Japan, and they get the HAN Tone, and yeah, it's pronounced Tone and not Tone, although you write it like this in English. And the fancy thing about this is that it has 8 8-inch guns, but all mounted in the front. Now this has advantages and disadvantages. First of all, you have this area to deal damage. The turrets, the barbettes, and the armor is again around about 2 inches, so even HE can and will knock them out. The deck plating with 56mm is considerable, and it's also below, not right at the waterline. And then yeah, there is also good armor plating, so if you angle this, there is a good chance that you will bounce shots, but you shouldn't rely on this. Maybe reverse angling is the way to go in this ship. I'll have to try it out. Maybe this is one hell of a unique cruiser, and it also has lots and lots of long lances, 16 of them. They're also here in the back with a reload option, so that is definitely something to watch out for. It might be top, it might be flop, we'll have to see. And then we come to Italy, and we begin at tier 1. So this is how the entire tech tree looks. And the one thing that I want to point out, there are two things. First of all, we have 3 premium ships. This one, don't buy it. It doesn't give you access to the Italian tech tree, or the beta test of it, if you will. Anyway, it begins with the Sparrow, and it has at least a battle rating of 3.7. In my opinion, it should be 4.0, at best 4.3. Otherwise, it will completely set a dumpster fire to naval forces more than it is already. This will give you access to the tech tree. I'll come to this in just a moment. I don't really also kind of see the point with this ship. And the next thing is, there is a rank 5 cruiser, the Trento, and so the premium cruiser is missing. I don't think it will come. However, this is the one that I would wait for, because at the moment I have my I'm holding back on this a little bit, because if nothing is changed, then it's just a dumpster fire. It's insanely painful to grind, etc. We begin at tier 1 with the MAS 55-1. It looks really cool, and it has a 20mm and also 2 torpedoes. That is your reserve. It's pretty quick, 77 kilometers per hour. MS 15, that was the one in the dev block. Yeah, that has 2 20mm, which is fine, I guess, and 2 torpedoes. The VAS 201, which has also 2 20mm, but also 2 torpedoes. For that battle rating, I already would say it's not adequate anymore. Interesting how the torpedoes are mounted though, so they just get launched above the bow. Then we have the Stefano Tour, and that has also then different ammo loadout. It has 3 13mm machine guns. Not quite sure about this, but at least 4 torpedoes, and you know, those torpedoes are nicely modeled indeed. Then we get the MS-53. There we have then 2 20mm again and 2 torpedoes. Those are actually German torpedoes. So yeah, it looks a bit like an S100 in some places. And then we get the Vosper 70 GIS 811 that has then considerable firepower, let's put it that way. The flak feeling, it has good stopping power, but the firing arcs are very limited, as you can see, and also the the single 20mm in the front, and then the reload, because it's only a 20 round clip. So yeah, 2.3 is already a bad thing. This is already bad. The premium, the MAS 569, oh no, that's all that I'm going to say. Also, they have this funny 6.5mm machine gun, but anyway. Tier 2 then comes with starts with the MS 472, significantly slower. Then it has a 40mm in the front and 2 torpedoes. So this is then good to start the grind with, I guess. The 40mm is always nice, but you can see you cannot really fire over the bow at close ranges, so you have to give broadside, and it's a quite big hitting area here in the front. Then we come to the MS 472, and then it has 6 20mm, but again the firing arcs might be limited. I think 4 per broadside are the best that you can get, and again for the front that looks a bit iffy. So again, a broadside monster, but 2.7, that's already where you meet some nasty stuff. So as good as this looks, not really worth. Then we come to this beauty, and it has the MV613, has 2 40mm. This is where the fun starts, really. And yeah, you have considerable pen with the AP, so you can threaten some of those Soviet armored rebel patrol boats. Then we get to the Folgolore P490, and again we have 2 40mm Bofors and 4 torpedoes. So those torpedoes, they have the following statistics. Yeah, they're not that slow, but limited range. Then the Saeta P494, again 240mm. That looks significantly more modern. Not quite sure if this is radar, but the battle rating with 4.3. Yeah, and there we have radio fuse high explosive shells. So that will be a little bit of a funny thing. And then we have those Nettuno 5 rocket launchers. I think there will be a bit of a gimmick and not really. This will cost you an insane amount of RP, I think 270, something like this. And then obviously we come to the cat in the, or we come to the fox in the chicken nest, whatever. That is the Spaviero. Hear me out. This is basically like the PGO2, just worse, because the PGO2 had this 20mm Gatling, and then it went up and up in battle rating. It was severely nerfed in many ways. There was this fake improved module to slower the rate of fire. Then there was also the ship that went up in battle rating, and also it fell to power creep, and it also got more and more easy to destroy it. This is quick, and it has practically the 76mm 62 Otto Melara compact automatic gun, 240 rounds of ammunition, and I think it also has radar, and then we have the HE MOM. So that will hull break a lot of lower battle rating vehicles. Then it has the Syphon. So yeah, for those pesky Soviet river patrol boats probably, and then also proximity fuse high explosive shells. How they will work, probably lobbing them over islands, we'll have to see. But at the end of the day, here is the thing, this can hull break stuff, and there are vehicles that will fall to its gun very rapidly. It will spam the matchmaker like you won't believe it, because a lot of people will hold back on the destroyer, because destroyer is, I will come to this in just a moment, and this looks really cool and powerful, and some people hope for a pay to win. This will absolutely destroy the matchmaker. It should be at least at 4.0, if not outright 4.3. I know that a lot of people that have already pre-ordered this will hate me for this, but this thing will kill itself basically. And like with the PGO2, it will absolutely destroy the matchmaker. It will bring more frustration, and at this point this is another example of Gaijin selling hate. How it will play out, if it has significantly more weaknesses that I think of, we'll have to see. But I will definitely use this thing to shoot down aircraft, but because they will flood the matchmaker, nobody will dare to use aircraft, and those few poor souls who then use Italian aircraft and use their G56 with its 55,000 civil line repair cost or what, get sniped by this radar guided or radar led proximity fuse flotomatic, as I call it. No thanks. Then we come to tier 3, and this is then where the destroyers begin. And this at first looked promising, because at battle rating 4.0 we have two twin 120mm guns, but then again, how actually they will work out has to be seen. There are the torpedoes, 6 of them, short range, very short range. The torpedo mod will probably add some range. Yeah, 9,000 meters. And then we have here also some decent high explosive shells. We have some armor piercing shells. How it exactly will play out, I have to play it for myself. The Dado is again 4.0. We also seem to have very similar gun systems. Again, 2 twin, and then also some add-on 40mm and 20mm, just for good measure. Then at 4.3, the Attilio I have no idea how to pronounce this. And this is a bit different, as it has a twin turret in the front and in the back, and in the middle also 1. And some torpedoes, some 20 millimeters. Seems to be a decent ship. Now, here's the thing: 3 destroyers, 1 premium, the Ciniere, and yeah, also 5 turrets, and it looks cool. I personally like the camera scheme at first, but I think that that's interesting. Golden Eagles. Yeah, I didn't get the pack. So we get here loads of weapon loadouts. There are the torpedoes, again with the torpedo mod. We get 12 kilometers range, but much slower. And then the high explosive shells. They seem to be a bit underwhelming with just 1.63 kilograms for a 4.3. Remember, this faces Fletchers. They have anti-fragmentation armor. They have significantly heavier shells, and they probably will dump them way quicker. So this will be pain. This will be pain to play, in my opinion. It will not be a bad ship, but just the compression, the power creep would eat it up. This would have been a good ship like 2 years ago. The Attilio Regular has then also a very interesting caliber. This comes at tier 4. It's a beautiful ship, but the guns look a bit underwhelming. We have 8 of them, and the one thing that I really find amusing is 10-second reload at best for 135mm guns. That's a very, very long reload, and it's also far from the highest caliber. This is a rather short caliber, so also not really great cruiser guns. Then the sap is also not really convincing, and then we also have some flak shells, but again not really that great. The 37mm, they have some interesting ammunition types, and at least we have 12 C270 torpedoes. This will be painful. This will be painful, and yeah, you see this right. No belt armor. Nothing. Even a destroyer can probably ignite the ammunition with high explosive shells. It's right at the edge of the waterline. It's slightly above the waterline even, so no thanks. Absolutely no. This will be a painful starter cruiser. It should have a battle rating of 3.7 if you ask me. The Bartolomeo Colleoni, on the other hand, has then 4 twin 152mm guns. Definitely an upgrade. However, if I look at their design, let's have a look at the reload. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. That is 2.5 times the reload of, for example, the Cleveland. 2.5 times at best for 8 6-inch guns. They must have some hell of ammunition shell types. Nope, that's underwhelming. That's actually underwhelming. The APHE BC round, not really great, and that reload it's painful. It's really painful. So that's another very disappointing cruiser, and then it has armor, but again very thin here on the barbette and the turret. So 18mm and 20, that doesn't even stop destroyer HE most of the time. So nope, 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 just no. Sorry. Then we have this Raimondo Kuqali. Again, we have 4 twin 6-inch guns and some secondaries, and it looks significantly more modern. We finally have 60mm of belt armor, but that is still underwhelming, I'd say. Upper belt of 20mm, barbette 45, turret armor is 70. That is okayish, the turret front, so it will resist at least HE shells most of the time. I say most of the time. So where does the ammunition lie? Again, right at the waterline, maybe just a touch above. And the reload, 12 seconds. That is painful. That is painful. And then we come to rank 5, and this is then the Trento. And the Trento has 8 8-inch guns. And the very interesting question is, what's the armor like? The answer is 70mm of belt armor don't impress anybody. Bulkhead 60 and 50mm, barbette is 60 and 70mm. That is okay-ish, I'd say. But again, you will lose firepower very often. 100mm of turret front, and it is well angled, so it's a very narrow turret face. That's okay-ish. But then we have the magazines, and they are below the waterline. But excessive propulsion, so we will have to see how this will work out. Not really impressed. And you know, with Germany having then the Graf still at 5.7, that's just a big joke. That's a big joke, because you still have to fight them all. You still have to fight them all. So Italian Navy, I've seen better. I'm sorry, I mean, the ships look good, some of them. They are not particularly bad. Some of them definitely are, but in general they are not bad. They're just some years too late in terms of content. It's already dead content on arrival, or in the case of this thing, the Sparrow, it might destroy naval forces for a while. Sorry that I have to say this, but this is how it is. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and then we'll see each other. Wait. That's a typo, right, Gurchin? 54th. That's a solid typo. Again, so yeah, again, everything is subject to change, and we'll see each other in the skies, on the battlefields, and on the waves of War Thunder.